Rizz. If you're watching this and you're anything like me, there's a good chance you probably don't have it. Oh, I'm hurt! But that's okay, because now we have
artificial
intelligence.
Here's the idea. We can train a machine learning model to understand Rizz using a technique called text sentiment analysis. What this model does is it looks at a bunch of sentences that are deemed to have Rizz, and it can predict whether or not they actually do or not. Essentially, it can just look at these patterns and see whether or not a sentence has Rizz. So if the word toaster is found many times in a sentence with Rizz, it is then associated with Rizz. It is like statistically more likely that that word is more associated with Rizz. And now you might be like, hey, dumb, there's a lot of words, you know? Not all words have something to do with Rizz. For example, the, when, before, all these words. And you're absolutely right. But thanks to some underpaid linguistics intern somewhere, we have a list of stop words that provide no real sentiment or emotion to the sentence itself. So all we have to do as data scientists is say, if this word is part of this list, don't include it in our analysis. Problem solved. But there is just one problem. We don't actually have any Rizz. You gotta remember, we're computer science majors. A 2-week-old unwashed hoodie, 300 hours logged in Valorant, and the Fibonacci sequence for a backbone is not necessarily peak human evolution. Luckily for us, we have access to some of the highest quality, most charismatic sayings that have been seemingly brought to us on a silver platter. I'm talking BuzzFeed pickup lines. All we gotta do is web scrape these pickup lines with a handy dandy Python script, and what do you know? We have Rizz right there. Well, sorta. We don't actually know if these sentences have Rizz. I mean, some of these lines are straight up dog shit. I'm like, listen to this shit. Can I be honest with you? You look like a mixture of fun and trouble. So we gotta do some investigation. We gotta get our hands dirty and we gotta find out what is actually Rizz and what's not Rizz. You could do this fairly easily by posting on a forum like X or YouTube, which if you are enjoying the video, feel free to like and subscribe. I like posting projects, so we've been kind of working with that as of recently. Become part of the Byte Scout community. It's a cool time. And comment down below, what is your best pickup line? Or maybe what kind of projects you want to see next. Since we can't diagnose Rizz via the internet, we got to do it the old-fashioned way, social interaction. So that's what I did. I went around asking my friends, my family, and just people around campus whether or not they thought a sentence had Rizz or not. The amount of times I've said Rizz, it's kind of crazy. I feel like I should go outside. People definitely had varying opinions to what they considered to be Rizz. Honestly, I think made the result of the project a whole lot funnier. I even asked my mom on some of her opinions on some of these. The inconsistencies, in my opinion, just made the project a lot more unpredictable and is just, I don't know, you'll see. But I mean, who gives a fuck about consistency? We only care about 3 things. We got some code, we got some data, and we got some Rizz. And not a restraining order. So now comes the fun part. Start recording? Okay. Look at each sentence. Clean up all the garbage, break that shit up, utilize free labor to drop the pointless words. Why am I out of focus? I hope I'm not out of focus the whole time. That'd be crazy. I'm not redoing this. Yeah, autofocus. Well, hopefully it should be more focused now. Clean up garbage, take garbage, give it some values, statistics, and probability. Add up all those values for each one of the sentences. Set a threshold and do some math or something to make this shit make more sense. Now, once our model sees a new sentence, break that sentence into multiple words, substitute the values from the lookup database, sum it all up, compare it to a threshold, and then see whether or not it has Rizz or not. I really hope my whole recording is not messed up. Hey, future Vincent here. Turns out we can calculate Rizz, but we can't decide whether or not we want the camera on autofocus or on manual focus. So 1 a.m. right now, I want to go to bed. Ladies and gentlemen, we finally have it. We have a model that can accurately and perfectly, with no error, detect whether or not you have Rizz. All we gotta do is attach our favorite web framework, a little bit of UI work, just a little bit of CSS, a little bit of HTML, and voila, we have a Rizz application. And you might be asking, Vincent, how does it perform? Like it does not perform well. Turns out you should not be using BuzzFeed pickup lines. Turns out you shouldn't be using BuzzFeed. It's funny, when I was applying for jobs, I actually had this project on my resume. It was really interesting seeing people's reactions. Usually people didn't get it, but usually there was like, you know, one cool hiring manager. I was like, hey bro, what is this? What are you doing here? I did not get that job. But let's just say your results may vary. Like if you type in the phrase fish toaster, the model is gonna be like, when and where? That's crazy. I don't know. But if you type in something nice and, you know, harmless, hey there, Delilah. What's it like in New York City?
Please stop this madness.
The model's gonna be like, hello again. I think we might just keep doing this, going back and forth between timelines, different sites. It's about a week later. I managed to get sick during that time. I managed to get sick by the time I recorded that until now. So I'm a little nasally, if you couldn't tell. I just now realized that I don't actually have any footage of the application. So let's go into that. Let me show you. It took a while to set up. I did this project like 2 or 3 years ago. This was while I was in college, so just keep that in mind. All right, so this is it. Now, it took me a while. I had all these things to find in the static file, and I had to set it all up. Yeah, it looks, I'm gonna be honest, it looks pretty legit. I like some of the blendliness. I guess I chose a good color asset, you know, cool animations and stuff. Hey girl, I like your shoes. Now that is what I'm talking about. Maybe, I don't know. If we say fish toaster, what do you know? Try that one out. I don't know. Maybe that would work. What else? What else? Let's just find a nice pickup line. Hey, how was heaven when you left it? Oh, that's not gonna cut it. As you can see, it's kind of like a 50-50 shot. There's not a really good way. Let's just say, hey dude, I like your swag. That's crazy. If I say hey girl, I like your swag. Swag is just not Rizz. That is BuzzFeed pickup lines. I did not tamper with this data whatsoever. Okay, I tampered with it once. I made it so that if I put in one of my friends' names, hello, Alex, that it automatically broke. Okay, that I did tamper with. I also tampered with one thing. I put it if I love you, Soren, which is the name of my roommate. No matter what, it would automatically go to Nosebit. Those are the two things I tampered with. I don't even know. It's fun to play around with. It's super fun to play around with. I'll leave it open for you guys to kind of play around with more. This project was super fun, and I just kind of left it. Like, I'm glad it sits here now. That's how it works. Pretty cool. Leave the link to the repo in the description below. Feel free to check it out, review it, clone it, fork it, whatever you want to do. And just let me know what you think about it. I actually learned a lot during that project, more so than I thought I would. As much of a ridiculous project as it is, it actually taught me a lot about machine learning, data science, and then also just building and deploying a full stack application. Really fun project. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. That means the world to me. I'm so happy to have you here. And I hope I get to see you in the next one. Yeah, have a great day. Bye-bye.